What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. What the hell is happening right now? We just got a tweet right here. This is the English tweet. 11th anniversary after party, Pirate Alliance Kizuna Clash Sugo Fest starting June 20th at 1900 PST time. So it's not an 11th anniversary event. This is after party celebration. They have done this many times before, where like after the anniversary period concludes, they have an after party celebration, which is typically also relatively hype. However, I don't remember, like, last year's celebration was really bad with the memories of Straw Hat stuff, and that has just kind of like put a thing on my mind saying like, okay, we shouldn't have been expecting anything to happen right after the 11th anniversary, and yet right here they're teasing, like, literally the TM starts in like 6-7 hours from now, and they've gone ahead and dropped Legend Dragon. What are they doing? Okay, so Dragon, Ivankov, and Kuma. While this is interesting, just again, I haven't read their abilities yet. There's also, by the way, there's a Legend Ginny as well that's going to be dropping, so we'll make a video about her very shortly. It just, I can't believe they're just doing this. They're just going to randomly drop a Dragon. I thought for sure this would be a Super Sugo Fest exclusive, because Dragon is just like, he hasn't had a legend in the game yet. This is Dragon's first legend. And considering like EX Supers and stuff like that, I was fully expecting Dragon to be solo, and then we have like Ivankov and Kuma to run alongside him. But no, straight up, Dragon's first legend in the game. I cannot freaking believe it, dude. Let's get into the breakdown and the details, okay? First thing I can see, oh my god, this image is so bad. This character is a super tandem boost. They are is that strength? Oh, they're dex. They're dex cerebral free spirit. EX super. They're a support style unit in Pirate Rumble. Interesting. Okay. Oh, what? They're an anniversary only Sugo Fest exclusive. The sad thing about it is, man, I got no freaking gems left, bro. I got no gems left. I got no gems left to even summon for these units, man. That's crazy. Anyways, they have a super tandem boost that strengthens characters with Egghead and Rev Army tag. They have a captain ability where if 5 or more Rev Armies are on the crew, it allows normal attacks to... Oh my god, dude. This character's gonna be cracked. Surely this character's gonna be cracked. Okay, let's get into it. Dex Cerebral Free Spirit. Special ability. Reduces all enemies' defense by 80% for 1 turn, ignoring everything. Reduces the drastically reduced damage effect above a certain level or enemies. So removes 7 turns of damage threshold is what this means. If 6 cerebral class characters are on the crew, swaps middle left character with the captain for 1 turn. Ignores immunity to status effects and increases damage taken on all enemies by 2.25 for 1 turn. Up to 2 boost effects can be applied. That's pretty spicy. That's pretty good. After that, increased damage taken by 2x for 1 turn. Okay, so what it's saying is you get the 2x increased damage taken, but if you have 6 cerebrals, then it is a guaranteed through immunity, and you can buff it twice. If 3 or more Rev Armies are on the crew, allows you to get 2 double stacking conditional boost. God damn, this character's good. Okay, this character doesn't have an ability at the moment to give you a conditional boost. I hope that the EX Super does, because you have the defense reduction here. So we're hoping that there's a defense reduction conditional boost. That's going to be really nice if they have that. Special ability seems really good, though. Love it, love it, love it. Captain ability. At the start of the quest, reduces crew special charge time by 1. Cerebral get 5.25 times attack with a matching slot 5 times normally, and then 1.25 times HP. Nothing crazy, honestly. That's pretty bland. Makes Dex Int 10 and matching. The following effects are based on the tags. Rev Army get a further 1.1. Let's pull up the calculator real quick. So 5.25 times 1.1. 5.775. Definitely a lot lower. If 5 or more Rev Armies are on the crew, you get the ability to bypass defensive effects. So this is very akin to characters like the Sulongs, Legend Carrot, Sulong Cat Viper, Sulong, Dogstorm, a lot of the Blackbeard legends also have that kind of effect. So this is quite good. Though there's no like, okay, it's just 5.775 just seems a little bit on the low end. Maybe they're just valuing this effect so much that because they have this, it's like, yeah, you're not going to get that much of an attack boost. And in order to get this effect to activate, having to have 5 or more revs, that's actually really tough to fulfill. But at least those revs are actually going to be getting the major attack boost. And only 1 turn of cooldown, I think, is also kind of annoying. I wish this was at least 2 turns, would have been much more nicer, but captain ability-wise seems pretty solid so far. I mean, his character looking pretty good. Crewmate ability, all type slots are matching for themselves. If you have a Cerebral or a Free Spirit territory, you get 200 stats, otherwise it's 200 HP. Super Tandem boost. When a Super Tandem is activated from a Revolutionary Army, we're going to have to pull up the database up to have a look at that. Raises Egghead boost by 4, Rev Army by 7. Okay, considering the way that this character is designed, you want to run as many Rev Armies as possible. So at least, you know, buffing that by level 7 is quite good. I guess let's just take a quick look at potential abilities with Super Tandem. And I bet the Ginny character is going to have the ability of Super Tandem. So I just want to just briefly go through here. I guess I want to have a look at Legends because that's probably the most important. Let's see. Okay, well, we've got the Sabo. We've got this guy here who's a Revolutionary Army. He is Cerebral as well. And this would work quite well. So this Sabo is going to be a good call. I don't know if there's going to be many other Revolutionary Army characters with a Super Tandem. Let me just briefly look through. Because obviously Nico Robin wouldn't count. Unless if it's like a 3-day, 2-year Robin or something like that. There's this Sabo as well, interesting. So lots of Sabos, lots of Sabos. And I think that's about it. Yeah, so there really isn't much. The new Ginny, I'm assuming, is going to have pretty good synergy here. Let's continue on at the EX Super. When 3 or more of the following characters are on the crew: Sabo, Koala, Inazuma, Morley, Karasa, Lindbergh, Bello, Betty, Ginny, Hack, Koala, I already said Koala, Nico, Robin counts, and Luffy, okay. Dex into Super Dex, Cerebral to Super Cerebral. You can remove the swap effect, adds 100 times. Okay, tap timing bonus damage for 5 turns is underrated because this is going to work really well with the New Year's Luffy and the Sabo, I believe. And then you get the 2.5 times conditional boost. Okay, makes sense. I'm really glad that they have that. Otherwise, this effect would really be annoying. And I like, actually, the fact that when you have the 6 Cerebrals, you can swap the middle left character to the captain. I guess that could be kind of an annoying thing, but at the same time, being able to have this character as a sub and then switch them into the captain position. How long is the captain switch for? It's only for 1 turn. Yeah, suppose you could switch his character into the captain, but then again, you have the EX Super to just remove it anyway. So I think that there's really interesting ways you can kind of abuse this ability. So being able to bypass defensive effects, mainly focusing on the Revolutionary Army. I might have to go in game and have a look at what overall characters you could actually abuse this with, because despite everything here, you do have to keep in mind that even though they really want you to use Rev Army, this character is predominantly boosting Cerebral class. So Rev armies that are Cerebral, I guess, yeah, the pool of units there are still pretty good, but at the same time, there are so many characters in the game that don't have their tags yet. I'm sure there's a bunch of Ivankovs, there's probably a bunch of Kumas that don't have Rev Army tag that probably deserve the tag, so we'll have to wait and see what they plan on doing, right? Let's continue on, because there's more to talk about. The support effect attaches to any Dex-type Rev Army character. Once per quest, if you use the special, reduces threshold by 1 and increase damage taken by 1.3. That's phenomenal, to be honest. That's actually very, very good. So overall, in normal content, I kind of like this unit. This unit is very strong. Being able to bypass defensive effects has always been a powerful effect in the game. Any character that has it has pretty much seen play. Any legend that has had that ability to bypass enemy defensive effects with normal attacks has typically seen play in some fashion. And the fact that this is Dragon, I mean, people are going to want to try like as much as they can to make this guy work. It really comes down to how big of a pool of characters he can actually use, because if you're building to use this guy as like your captain, you pretty much want to build for this. Most of the time you want to try and build for this. And then even still, you know, having 6 Cerebrals getting the captain switch, it could be a little bit funky, and the EX Super does require you to have 3 of the listed units. So basically, the only real reason you would ever use this character in normal content is if you do have the full team of Rev armies. If you don't, then getting the EX Super to activate is very difficult, and if you don't get the EX Super to activate, then the special with the captain switch could be a bit annoying. So, and especially because you also get the double stacking conditional boost, which you definitely would want to try and apply in some fashion. So I like what they're doing here, but I just think that this character might be a little tricky to use. But I think, like, generally speaking, I think that aesthetically, I think that design-wise, this is a really strong and powerful and interesting unit. But at the end of the day, I don't think this is going to be a good unit for, like, beginners. Like, this is going to be definitely for people with more established Treasure Cruise accounts. That's the way that I kind of see it. Now, we do need to talk about their Rumble. Let's have a look. So in Rumble, their special is a 28 CT. They're more of a supporter style unit. So let's see. Large range horizontal 1.5 damage, which is basically nothing. When you have 8 or more cerebral or free spirits on the team, targets your teammates for a 20% CT reduction and a 20% delay on all enemies. And then Rev armies get a 100% chance of haste. Wow. Ooh. That's good. That's actually quite good. Of course, it does only help you with revs. I'll have to check. I want to check Sabo real quick. Is Sabo int focused or is he cerebral focused? I hope he's both. Let's go to his Rumble ability. His Rumble ability to int and cerebral. Okay. Yep, so he is kind of both. Yeah, this guy, he goes int cerebral, int cerebral, int cerebral. Okay, so this New Year's Sabo is going to be amazing with the dragon. Okay, so definitely very, very good. They have Super Rumble special as well. 3 times damage to everyone, all teammates for a 40% reduction, all enemies 40% delay, and then the haste. But that's, of course, level limit break 5, which there is going to be the Super Rumble special without the investment, which will have less, but this is a pretty cracked special if you can get the investments. The Rumble ability, free spirit and cerebral teammates, 6 attack, 6 health, 6 speed. When you have 8 or more cerebral free spirits on the team, all enemies get level 6 defense down. Yeah, that's pretty phenomenal, to be honest. This character seems very good in Rumble. This character seems very interesting in normal content. Man, oh man, this was a left field release. I had no idea they were going to do Dragon as an after party celebratory unit. I think this character is definitely worthy, just from the abilities that I have just briefly read right now. I think definitely worth of being an anniversary exclusive character. It does feel kind of bad, the fact that they've just released this unit like randomly like this, because yeah, I don't know, people are probably not expecting this one at all. So when did they say it was going to be coming out? Is June 20th at 1900 PST time. There you go. That's crazy, man. Dragon getting his first legend in the game as the after party celebratory unit of the 11th anniversary. So let me know your thoughts and opinions about this one down below in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to have a video dedicated to Ginny coming up next, so stay tuned to the YouTube channel for that one. Hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.